Hello. Welcome to Popcorn and Plot Holes.
The fuck happened?
I wanted to be very not robotic just to show that the robot
That you
overlords
can?
are.
That you're not an AI?
Well, I mean, that's what an AI would do, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
I am a human male. I mean, human. God.
I'm an AI from the late 90s. Just gotta get it out.
Max Headstrom. That's it.
What's up?
Well played, sir.
Timely references.
Now I
Yes.
get with me as always, Spencer,
Spencer, bleep blarp.
Luciano,
Yeah, I guess I'm here.
and Chris.
Wherever this is,
Chris has been taken by the robots. That's why they're not here. They're focusing on him.
he's become a battery.
No telling. Yeah,
His programming is being uploaded as we speak.
He's matrixed.
Bleep blarp.
Bleep blorp, indeed. We watched. Oh God, The Lord of the Rings. Oh, thank you. The Lord of the Rings. The War of the
Beautiful.
Rohirrim.
Ah, there you go. You nailed it.
Come on. When that music started at the beginning of the movie, you were like, I'm so in.
Yep. Hey, is that your one thing you liked about this movie?
Fucking yes.
Okay, that's a good. It's a good segue.
Professional as always. So Spencer liked the music from a different set of movies in this movie.
I just liked that it was like, it actually made me feel like it was in the same world as the other Lord of the Rings movies.
Okay,
For a
that's
time. For a time.
For a time.
It felt like those older Lord of the Rings movies, the great ones, with if it was made in Japan.
fair. But also in the U.S.
What? Yes. Like if it was like the Japanese animators making
Americanized.
an American version of Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
after watching Game of Thrones.
Yes, that's perfect. That's perfect.
That's fair. Since since Spencer has already given us his one thing he loves, Luciano.
So we were talking about this in the pre-show, but I think unfortunately, my favorite part of this movie is the beginning where they show the map, and then it transitions from the map into the mountains, and it's photorealistic. And I was like, "Holy shit, this is amazing! Why are people complaining about the animation in this
Yep.
movie?" And then the
Gorgeous.
rest of the movie happens, and I'm like, "Oh, that's why."
Yeah.
You know what's funny about your favorite part? If you listen, it's going.
Isn't that wrong?
So in a way, it's the same thing.
With that opening part was pretty great.
They spent all the animation budget on it, that's for sure. Yeah.
To that and the music rights, every dollar.
Yeah. And then the rest, they just
Well spent.
found some interns like, just do the rest.
It's
Do
fine.
the rest. We only have enough money for half the frames.
Just tell AI you want this sound like this.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get it done.
What's your favorite part?
I liked. This is bad because it's such a minor part. I like the idea that Helm turns into a wraith, and that's how he's stalking all of the wild men, and killing them at night.
Yeah, it is a good
But he
idea.
wasn't a wraith.
Yeah, that's gonna say.
That's
too
why-
bad they didn't go through with it.
That's why it's not. That's why it's not a big part of the movie.
So you liked the thing that didn't happen in the
I like
movie.
the idea of the thing that didn't happen in the
the
movie.
idea of the hill people.
Yeah.
No, but
He was a wraith.
No, this is like a whole thing.
We'll get into it.
Are we getting? Yeah, like we're not getting into this now.
No, we have lots of questions. We're gonna get into all of them, and so like it's. I want to say this now as we get into this movie because I know we give a review at the end, but like we're starting off like we do when we really hate a movie, and we don't really hate this movie.
No,
this
we don't.
movie just was frustrating.
I think I probably hate this movie the least out of all of us.
Possible. We'll find out. And so, I mean, I think the fairest way to talk about any Lord of the Rings movie is to compare it to other Lord of the Rings things. Because why not?
Is that fair?
It's you know what? That is going to happen in any popular
Yes.
IP, right? Like
the thing you liked was a thing from those movies, right?
I
So,
know,
like,
but that's just gonna happen. Like if you watch a new Star Wars movie, you're gonna be like, well, it's not as good as Empire. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
you watch
yeah.
a new Indiana Jones movie and you're cutting your eyes out.
It's not as good as Raiders.
That has nothing to do with anything I'm saying.
No.
But I'm just, no matter what, you watch anything of like trying to get that nostalgic dollar out of you.
Right.
You're
So
going to naturally compare.
what we're going to do is not compare it to the movies, like the good movies, or even the bad
Well,
movies.
that would be unfair.
Because that would be
That would be
unfair,
unfair.
and done by very different people. But I think now that
No,
Amazon,
Peter Jackson was involved with this.
I don't care. I'm trying to segue into this question, so let me segue. But I think the fairest thing to do is now that most of the Lord of the Rings stuff sits with Amazon, the Amazon Studios, let's talk about how this compares to Rings of Power.
Oh no.
Well, it does it well.
Hey kids, here's a plate of poop and here's a plate of vomit. Which one smells the worst?
No, come on.
Wow.
Those both sound like Rings of Power. The Rings of Power, I will say, I've watched it. The first season I actually legitimately hated. The second season I liked more
Same.
than the first season, but I will say this, going back to my first point, that show amazingly does not feel at all connected to Lord of the Rings. It feels like it's a different world.
Yeah.
And
it's such a different take on the same world. I think that's the problem.
yeah, it just feels like
why? You know why? Because I'm not going to get into it too much because I know Matt didn't watch it either. So it's just going to be you and me
because the
talking about
the
it.
dwarves don't have beards.
Well, no, I mean, most of the dwarves do in this, but like there's some casting choices were unfortunate. And they don't we've seen some of those characters in other movies, like Galadriel and Elrond and right. And it's like, no, this is not the same character. I'm sorry, this is shit.
I mean,
at least for me.
The casting is definitely was an issue with. We're not doing a whole review of Rings of Power. All I'll say is, after watching Rings of Power, this felt like almost a breath of fresh air. Where I was like, and like there was a lot of those cheesy moments of inspiration and stuff. Where I was like, this feels like Lord of the Rings. Like it feels like in our darkest hour, we must believe in ourselves and believe in something greater than us. And it's just like, yeah. Honestly, I think the music does have a lot to do with it. Like they don't, I guess they don't have the rights for the music for Amazon because they only own some of the appendices, I think. There's a whole fucking thing.
Yeah, they don't actually own any of the mainline stories, right? They don't own the 3 books as an example. They own the other.
And they can't even like reference a lot of certain things they can't cover. It's like a whole fucking, it's like a Sony universe owning Spider-Man situation. And so after watching Rings of Power, I was like, when this movie started with the music and even a lot, like throughout the movie, I was like, okay, this feels like it's hitting that feeling a little bit. Whereas Rings of Power, it felt like a corporate regurgitation of it with nothing of the soul coming through.
I will add to that this movie did something that I like, which is it didn't take a story that is very well known and very well written and shit all over it. Instead, it like kind of created its own story, and it's not the end of the world, and it's not like saving the whole universe. It's like this just a fight between a single nation of humans or man, as you know, and it stays there and it tells the story. Like it doesn't try to, oh, by the way, this one guy is the guy who cuts Frodo's hair or whatever. Like it's not, doesn't do anything like that. The only real reference.
Wait, he was the guy who cut Frodo's hair?
Yeah, it was.
He was, yeah.
What?
The only reference we get is, the naming of Helm's Deep, which is, I thought it was well earned because it was in the end of the movie and it's an homage.
Yeah, it was like tasteful.
Right?
Well, and like the Freylof, or where the hell his name, he is
Freylof.
He is the 10th king, but the first king, the second line,
Yeah.
etc. So like it matches up nicely, but it doesn't like.
Wait, who is Freylof is he in Lord of the Rings?
No.
Yeah, in the story, yes. He's the first king in the second line of kings of Rohan. Like in the stories themselves.
But he doesn't show up in the movie.
You never see him in Lord of the Rings or anything.
No.
Because this is quite a bit before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they take just like little threads to tie it in with the main story, but they don't wallow in it. It's like not the whole.
Yeah, it was cool. Thing. It was cool, like how the orcs were just stealing people's rings.
Yeah,
and it wasn't like followed up on. It's just like that's what, like, oh, cool. Like he's been kind of going at this a long time, just trying to find that fucking ring.
I thought it was when it was like, huh? So Sauron didn't know how rings worked? Is that why they were stealing? Rings? Like take me the rings. I want to see what they look like. Like that was weird to
He's
me.
just trying to find his ring. I just like the idea of like they bring them all back and Sauron's going through one at a time. Like nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
But like
next.
it's not like even they show us the goblins and you know, it's not like they're smart in this world. So it's like you got to give them simple instructions, right? Just get all the rings.
Goblins, orcs.
Oh, I guess they're orcs. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, it's but they
act like goblins.
they act like goblins and they're goblin shaped.
Yeah,
the one
true.
is goblin shaped, right?
Hell, I'm goblin shaped.
we try not to mention it.
Is that because of the Harry Potter thing, or like what's happening right now?
No, I look like.
Oh wow! I see how it is.
Whoa!
Wow!
Whoa! Crossed the line. Took me a second.
Yeah.
Just because I have gold doesn't make me a goblin.
Let's ask a different question so we can stay clear of that. There's no good way to start this questions into this movie, so let's just start here. Helm, the king of Rohan, he is pierced with many arrows and survives, unlike his son. And he wakes up from the coma and he basically disappears. I want to know what happened to him when he disappeared in between him showing back up and murdering that ogre.
He fucking hit the gym is what it does.
I was going to say, there's only really one option. Joe Rogan appeared with a syringe of HGH combined with bull meat. And he said, "You hit this, and you fucking hit something."
No, yeah, it was just like a set of syringes with ADH and like 5 pounds of liver.
Yeah,
it's like this is gonna be you
pure
now.
Elk meat. It's like Joe Rogan, the Liver King. All natural. Well, this is an all natural diet.
I mean, by the same token, he does kill Freka with a single punch. Making One Punch Man proud.
Well, that's what I was wondering, and I wanted to get into that. Obviously, he got yoked in between getting shot.
Yeah.
But was he...
He was
already?
He was pre-yoked. Yeah.
He was yoked, but was he superhuman? Or did he become superhuman, or was that just him?
So I was going to say that everyone is surprised that he won One Punch Man's Freka.
Yeah, well, yeah. Even he was.
So I don't think he was Superman before the arrow and then the hanging out in not Helm's Deep, as we're going to call it, since it's not Helm's Deep until
Hornbug.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was, my interpretation was he died and came back as a wraith. They kept on calling him the wraith, and he's like ripping people apart with his bare hands, and I'm like...
That would have made more sense. Sure. Honestly.
That's what I thought. But then I thought when he saw his daughter, he was going to be like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
You know, he's just going to be blind. Even his eyes look different. I think they made his eyes look whited out kind of.
But then he just came right back like it was.
But then he's just like, "Hey, I should have protected you."
Oh, hey, Era, you're here.
Era, it's good to see you.
And honestly, that would have been a cool thing to do because he was a king, one of the kings of men. And the kings of men, famously turn into ring wraiths. So it would have been another nice kind of tie-in. Oh, this is something that happens to, powerful.
But they only become ring wraiths because they wear the rings of power.
Sure, but it's fine because it made more sense than him being made into a pincushion.
For sure.
It doesn't have to be like if it was mainline the same, that would be annoying. But the idea of this concept of race in the human culture had been there.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it happens.
I mean, there's supernatural shit all over. Like, look, if you look at in Lord of the Rings, the Return of the King, he has the army of ghosts.
Yeah.
That they bring
there's
back.
precedent, right?
Yeah. So, and that's what I thought happened. And but then he just froze and then died.
Also froze and died on his feet somehow.
So let's ask a couple questions here. These are sub questions to what was he doing, because if he was on
we established what he was doing. He was getting right.
No, I know, but if he was on the Joe Rogan steroid experience, my question
second less known podcast,
Yeah.
the Joe Rogan steroid experience.
It was his first foray. It didn't go well because the first only guy who did it died. But why does he not just go inside the castle?
Yeah.
So again, I thought it was because he was dead already, and it was like he's not going to have a life. He's only got enough rage and ghost power to just kill, and that's all he could do.
I would have loved that.
He ran out of that. He ran out of juice, both Rogan and Ghost wise.
So you're saying his roid rage ran out?
Yeah, I think he was like, I think he was about to die, and he took a shot of Joe Rogan approved adrenaline infused with fucking bull semen, cocaine, and it was just like he was like on a high. He was on like a fucking bender. And it was just like he felt him coming down. He's like, I'm just going to use this.
He fucking punches a troll's horn out. That's roid rage for you.
But so then the question I have then, shouldn't he have been a little bit more mythological? Like not just the roid rage, but like something where like, the orcs try to hit him, or the troll tries to hit him, and he's like part apparition where like kind of pass through on the edge or something. Like put me where he's like he's not all human.
It would have been better if that were the case.
Pick one.
Clearly not.
Right?
Because like he was in the middle of a blizzard, right? Fighting a bunch of people who were armed. He wasn't armed. He had no sleeves.
He was was he topless?
No, he had
sleeveless.
like
just sleeveless.
So that was my imagination.
Like any good gym bro, he rips his sleeves off.
Yeah, he's a sleeveless, like sweatshirt material.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's got to keep his core temperature up. You get it.
It's just doing reps
and just dodging and punching people. And he gets hit in the back of the leg, I think, or in the back by one of the guys, and he tosses like a rag doll. And it was like, I was like, so if he can do that, why not just advance and fucking like one punch every fucking person on that other?
I don't know why he
army
stayed at the.
Also, why wasn't he using a weapon?
Yeah, because his hammer hand.
Hammer
hand.
Did he get
Which is a
name?
cool name.
It's a great name.
Cool name.
Yeah.
Did he get that name from One Punching Freka?
No, it was that before.
Let's just say yes.
That would have been cooler.
But yeah,
they're like, damn, he's got a guy hits fucking like a hammer.
But one punch Freka's dad first. That's where he got the name, and then he just proved it when he punched.
He just did it again.
Yeah, exactly.
He just acts surprised. Who knew what?
This again.
It's that one family line just has a really weak chin.
Yeah,
like really like paper.
Yeah,
and he just looks at his own fist like he's surprised. Like this whole thing. There I go killing again.
Let's talk a little bit more about Helm's family. We have Hera, his daughter, who is the focal point of this movie. We'll get to her. I want to talk about the other brothers. And specifically, I want to ask if they deserve to die. Because
yes, they did.
Definitely the young one deserves to die. Riding that old horse in the battle.
I think the eldest deserve to die more.
He was a good guy. What are you talking about?
No, so it's okay. So yes, but also he killed the fucking he downed the fucking Momokill, which was great.
Yeah,
and then he's just like, yeah, in the middle of the thing where there's a war going on.
You guys see that? He pulled a Jason Momoa.
Yeah. The thing is, when you're on the Joe Rogan steroid experience, you don't think properly.
You can't think straight. You say he runs in the family, like he showed his.
Well, yeah, because
he just worked out regiment.
He was yoked. His dad was yoked, but the third brother was not yoked, so he clearly was not on the steroid experience.
Yeah,
it's like those before and after pictures where they're like, "This is suspicious." Looking at like Christian Bale before and after the Batman role.
Yeah.
It's just like, It's
fine.
But the brother kills that elephant, pulls a Legolas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It still only counts as one. Takes down one guy, the elephant, and all the people aboard.
Yeah.
And then gets shot in the neck.
Yeah.
Literally.
And then he's literally doing like a rock, the rock celebration.
Yeah, that's all that was missing, like air guitaring.
Yeah. And
That
then
shot in the neck.
that was pretty cool. Caught me off guard.
Mm-hmm.
Did he deserve to die? No. Did he deserve to die though?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I see what you mean.
I mean, you knew they were gonna. I mean, it's a Lord of the Rings movie, so I didn't know if they were gonna all die because it's like a big family theme. A lot of the things, and I didn't know if they were gonna go down the road of like they need to all work together and become.
No, I think like I was pretty sure everybody. I thought even like Helm was going to die in that war because I knew it was going to be Hera. It was going to be Hera versus Wolf.
Yes,
like,
sure.
That was kind of obvious, but
I thought Helm was going to die in the opening scene.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
I thought they got Brian Cox for one day of shooting.
I thought.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was like, oh, he's going outside. Oh, so Brian Cox was expensive, huh?
Yeah,
she's gonna get shanked in that fight.
Well, it's just I thought Freka would like poison him somehow and then kill him.
Put poison on his chin.
Yeah.
Hit me right here.
His
He gets killed.
Like a green smear. No, it's nothing.
But I don't really like the second younger brother. I vaguely remember. He was his stupid horse got him killed.
Haleth.
Well, okay, yeah, he was riding an older horse, and
well, that's just being stupid.
Yeah, I had to ask. But does stupidity run in the family? And I ask this because Helm, by all accounts, is a smart leader. He has good tactics. Like he's defended the kingdom numerous times against all sorts of assault. He kind of says that.
Right.
And then when it comes to Hera and like Freylaf coming back with all the information, he's like, nah, fuck you. Get the fuck out of here, you little wimp.
So it's to me, it's not about being stupid. It's about being a little bitch baby. Like all the Rohirrim are. Like Freka dies with one punch.
Yeah.
Wolf is already sort of like little whiny bitch scorned with Hera.
Yeah.
Because she gives him the scar.
We know what he is, and we're gonna ask that question very soon.
Yes, we will. But like all of this, like Wolf is like, I'm gonna kill you and your mother and your father and your brother.
They're all very entitled.
They're all very like they get offended very easily. And that's what happened with Helm. Helm was like Freylaf was like, dude, we have to go back to ours. No! You're a little bitch baby and fuck you and disown you and you're ugly. It was like, what the where did that come from?
Helm's like, you see this fist? It's a pretty big fist. One little bit. A little bit of Jack Johnson?
This? Yeah. You want me to change this lamp for you? But like, I think it's less about being just dumb, and I think they get very sort of like crossed or like feel scorned very easily at the drop of a hat. Like,
I will say that scene with Helm telling, what was the name?
Freylaf, yeah.
Freylaf, like telling Freylaf off, was very almost out of character and seemed quite forced to get him.
I agree. Safe so he can
get
come
him away
back.
so he can come back. And I was like, like even when it was happening, I was like, they just need him to leave so he can do something later, and it was a little, because at no point in the rest of the movie is he like don't listen, shut up, I know what to do,
No, he was, because the only is just like, I left my daughter at your care and this is what happened. I ran away. Shut up, woman.
Yeah.
You get out. What the fuck was that?
He rescued me.
Yeah.
Let's just. I think at this point we need to talk about
Wolf,
because you've referenced everyone seems like a little entitled, and I just have to ask the question: is not the right question. How did Wolf become the first incel?
The first incel of all time.
Yeah. Like if they are going to write, a Bible, they got the Bible about Jesus and they got the Bible about the first incel, Wolf. How?
Right.
Well,
I mean, I for one thing, probably some influence from Thorn. Because Thorn, the first thing that Thorn says in the movie is like, I think they should take the Shield Maiden's sigil away because they're disappeared. Like,
look at this woke banner for the women.
Exactly. That's what it felt like. Let's make Rohan great again.
Yeah.
And take this banner out. Like, it's like, I don't know. I mean, his father didn't seem like a good guy either.
What?
How dare you, sir?
So I think that has something to do with that.
Don't you say one bad word about Paper Chin.
Paper Chin Freck, as he's known.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glass Jaw Frick. Yeah, I would. He's the first incel because he's
He's celibate and doesn't
well,
want to
he's
be.
involved. He's involuntary celibate. That's the
Yes.
fact.
Yeah.
But it's not just there are many men who are involuntarily celibate. That does not make you an incel.
True.
An incel are those who take that rage from not being wanted by anyone, and instead of looking inward, they
Well, it's
Go
the
out
entitlement. It's the entitlement,
it's,
which is
it's not me that's a bad catch. It's you for being an entitled. You think you're better than me, piece of shit. You get to get the whole woke agenda.
Yeah, it's the
You
entitlement.
can't handle a wolf,
Which,
and he does embody that for sure.
oh
Because
yeah,
he's like, the second she's like what? I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't want to get married. Like, what? I haven't seen you. What's going on? He's like, how dare you?
yeah.
It was
The energy.
everything to me.
The energy is all there. It's like, oh, would it be so bad? She's like, yeah, I don't want to marry anyone, not just you.
But I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, exactly.
The fact that he like took her friendship for like a romantic interest is peak incel.
First of all, cliche as fuck, but yes.
I held the door open for you. You have to have sex with me now.
I let you cut my eye.
Yeah, I didn't rat you out. Where's my blowy?
Jesus Christ.
And he rides that energy throughout the entire movie.
It gets worse and worse
It's just
as it goes.
even when he becomes king, it's just he's like, but I'm still celibate.
No,
I still can't get laid.
He captures her and immediately he like makes overtures and like also cuts her near the eye just out of spite. Really,
It is so perfectly like a perfect depiction of an incel, because it's like when he thinks he has a chance with her, he's like he's nice,
Oh, what?
Yeah.
and he's like, I think that we could. I knew I loved you. We could be together. It would be perfect.
Yeah,
It could be the second there's any kind of like hesitation.
Just
It's like,
if-
fuck you, bitch. Fuck you.
If we got married, I'll kill you, bitch.
Yeah. What do you mean if? What do you mean if? You think you're going down to my level? I'm better than you. I can have any girl I want.
Yeah, and then
Please love me.
she runs away and she's like, oh, I'm gonna show her. I'm gonna kill her dad. I'm gonna kill her brothers, and then when she's crying, I'm gonna kill her, and then I'm gonna cry.
And I'm gonna post on Twitter.
Yeah, I'll write a manifesto.
I'm gonna
get on 4chan. I'm gonna write my manifesto.
back in 100, when the year 100, the first year of the Wizard, women didn't have these kind of rights.
Yeah, so I think that's how.
Okay. No, I think that answers it. I think we have to ask this question. We're talking about Lord of the Rings. Let me just ask this real quick. Why didn't the Eagles just fly the ring to Mount Doom?
Yes, why didn't they?
Because
Honestly, this movie fuels that, because in this case, the eagle did fly the armor to Freylov.
listen, the Eagles thought that if they did it, they would be entitled to sex.
The incel eagles.
They may be incel Eagles. So Gandalf knew that, and he didn't want to play those games.
He knew
knew
their
what they wanted.
predisposition. He knew their predisposition. Yeah.
Yeah, and it would be an awkward, landing coming back.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
I actually like the Chekhov's eagle that they did here.
Fine.
One of the first comments I made in this movie is when she's riding and she has the fucking gigantic drumstick. I'm like, what the fuck is that? She's gonna eat that? Oh no, it's for the eagle. Okay.
The
That was set
proportions
up-
were all off in that, because even when like she held it up and then did they pick her up or they caught it and they flew by her? I was just like, what? How big is anything?
Yeah, exactly.
How big
that was when I went, uh-oh, with animation.
Whoa.
How big things are.
How big
Yeah.
are things?
Perspective isn't a thing, right?
And
Nah.
they set that up real early that I forgot
did.
about it. That even when she was climbing at the end, I was like, she's trying to find like another pathway out of here. And then I was like, oh yeah, the Eagles. The incel eagles.
Well, but the eagles they showed the eagles flying, and she looks up and goes, "Oh, I have an idea." You didn't
I
connect.
thought they were
things.
regular sized birds because how big are things?
How big are things? That's a great question.
Fair
Because
enough.
they were talking about like sending, they're shooting down all our
Messenger
carrier
pigeons or whatever. Yeah.
So it's like I thought she looked at the bird. She was like, if I climb up, I can get a message out above everything.
No, it was more like, shoot this bitch. That's what you did.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have a slightly different question. Remember the Watcher in the water?
Okay.
Yeah,
The monster
I do.
that ate the mama kill?
Right.
I want to know why the Watcher wanted to eat the mama kill so much versus Hera.
Grabbing Hera was right there for the
Was
whole
right
time.
there. Yeah.
And shot it with an arrow.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. If you're trying to put on muscle mass, you're talking pure protein.
Wait, the Watcher is Joe Rogan?
The Watcher
Think about
is
it.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Think about it. But we're talking per pound. You're getting way more protein out of an elephant.
That is basically pure protein.
It's if you haven't eaten elephant,
Yeah.
So
what are you doing?
this is like very on point for Joe Rogan, because if eating an elephant would give you that much power, imagine eating a crazy, like an insane elephant like that one was. Give you even more power.
Joe Rogan tentacle monster, I'm actually grinding down that elephant into a new powder that you can buy.
You can smoke.
And you can smoke it through these, what I like to call protein pipes. And you smoke this powder, and you will be
Dead.
so high.
The Joe Rogan pipe experience is
The Joe Rogan.
Joe
elephant-
Rogan swamp experience in this case.
It's called elephant protein.
Hey,
And it's
speaking,
basically crack.
I do want to know a bit more of this elephant protein. What do you think, either Joe Rogan the Watcher or just a regular Watcher? What do you think the preferred seasoning for a mama kill is, and or is there a favorite dipping sauce that goes along with it?
That's a good question.
I imagine elephant meat is quite
Tough.
gamey.
Yeah.
I have to.
you-
I gotta be this asshole for a second. Like, isn't most meat that isn't chicken gamey?
Well, yes.
Okay,
Not human.
no further.
How do you know? I don't
We're
know
moving
how
on.
you know.
I said we're moving on. I believe that elephant, you want to marinate that
Okay,
for at least a day or two
right.
in a barbecue sauce.
Okay,
I was gonna say pineapple, but okay.
Pineapple juice,
Yeah.
like
Is
to
it like-
break it down.
Yeah.
But then how are you going to smoke it?
You can slurp it in that case.
I mean, how am I going to fit it
With the straw.
into my protein pipe? Because now
That's fair. You can't leave it too long.
you
Wait,
got to
is-
dry it
is
out.
every protein pipe one mama kill stuffed down into a small
Yes.
pipe?
Exactly.
Oh,
Into
You distill
one-
that muma kill into its like
into its powder
essence. Yeah.
and one smokable dose.
right. But so I don't want to, like, it's gonna taste gross. So it's like it's peach flavored. Can I get like peach flavored or like
Even better, it's elephant flavored.
Oh, all right, I'm interested. Not mama kill flavored, elephant flavored.
No,
just so
no,
we're clear.
we've pureed all the mama kill. I don't even know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Muma kill. That's how they call it. It's an olifant, right? Like-
Olifant, yes.
yeah. It's the
Yeah.
same thing.
We don't use mama kill in our branding, so
Yeah,
Oh,
obviously.
because it's hard to say.
it's off-putting.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, olifant powder is what we sell. I think you asked about favorite dipping sauce.
Yeah,
Um,
ranch,
yeah.
honey
Ranch-
mustard.
ranch with some ketchup, I guess, mixed in.
What
Just
are
to be
what
really
are
gross.
you? It's
What a-
gross.
what-
Just to be
what-
really gross.
What are you,
Out of
French?
everything we've said, That
was the
was
grossest.
the worst. That was the grossest.
This is like how watching like anybody from Quebec, they put mayonnaise and ketchup and then mix it together into some weird slurry and then dip their
It's
fries.
so
into
good.
It's gross. You're all gross. You're all fucked up.
I'm not even from Quebec.
You're gross. You might as well be at this point.
Yeah. You're being shipped there now. They're on their way.
Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu. I think we've answered your question, man.
No, you did.
I think it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. Hey, I'm just like darting around these questions because I want to keep you on your toes. When they get to Not Quite Helm's Deep, for whatever reason, the supplies are low, and I'm okay with that because like whatever, I don't know, no one's looking after this place, and then we meet the keeper of the keep or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and then I'm like
Baba Yaga is what you're talking about.
yeah, Baba
Okay.
Yaga, and I'm like, wait. Weren't you supposed to be looking? You're the keeper. You're looking after this place, the keeper of the halls. What the fuck were you doing?
What have you been keeping?
Keeping the supplies stocked.
She's busy, Matt.
Doing what, Spencer?
Well, Kegels.
No.
Just in case.
Oh no.
Over.
Oh no.
That's important. She also has an addiction.
Oh no.
2.
Is it a powder?
It may be an elephant flavored powder. I mean, I don't want to get into specifics.
Right.
No, she was keeping everything nice and orderly, you know? You don't want to come into a mess.
What things?
I don't think she was keeping anything. I think she was just taking a nap for like 30 years.
Maybe she was a wraith.
Oh, now we're talking. That's what she
Yeah.
knew about race?
Yeah. And she was the person who died in that wedding dress.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Nice. Now we're
So why is she
cooking.
doing the Kegels then? Her husband is clearly dead.
Well, that's what keeps her spirit alive. It powers her core.
Okay. Fair enough.
So she died on her wedding day of that sickness. And she, you know what? I think this might be lore accurate. This might be canon.
Sure.
Because she's the one who gives her the dress. And suspiciously, after she gives her the dress and she wears it out, I don't think you see her again.
Are you saying she is the dress?
I wasn't, but I am now.
Okay.
She just wants to be worn, baby. She just wants to be worn.
Oh no. What have I done?
Yeah.
I think we answered that question.
No,
That's why she doesn't have supplies. Wraiths don't eat, Matt.
Yeah.
No, but like,
Also, she can't manage any supplies if she's a ghost.
Yeah, Matt.
Can't
What a
carry
stupid
anything.
question.
well, you got me there.
Did
Fuck.
the ghost bring food?
I guess you've defeated my question.
Not answered, just defeated.
Just defeated. Why did they steal Jon Snow from Game of Thrones?
Why?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Because it's easier than making your own
A
character.
new character, yeah.
It's because winter was coming and they had to use that too. Like,
Yeah, they're like, we better be quick because they look directly into the camera. Winter is coming.
so is this what would have happened if Danny didn't sleep with him?
Yeah.
This was his future.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was kind of off-putting though how much he sounded so much like him. I thought.
And
I actually looked up the voice actor.
it felt like in the beginning of the movie it wasn't as much as like after he becomes the leader of the hill tribe. Like it just the accent, the way that he like pouted about everything.
Once he became leader of the wildlings, I mean the hill tribe.
Hill tribe.
Uh-huh.
I hadn't even
sorry.
made that connection. Holy shit, that's true.
And once he put on his direwolf, jacket. I
Whoopsie.
mean, his name's Wolf, right? Like
Yeah.
his because Jon Snow had a wolf. Whoops! Oh no, they're all combining. When Jon Snow,
He was a wolf that fought a ghost.
the Red Queen is
No, oh no.
Daenerys. He's in love with. He's an incel because he's on the watch and he can't have sex.
It's all coming together.
It's all too close. But yeah, like, and he wears that same cape with the fur at the top. It was like his design, and he has dark hair.
It's very similar.
It's like it was. I feel like the creators, when they were casting, were just like, I want a Jon Snow type, and then they just like couldn't picture something else once that was in their heads.
They just deleted. They like backspace, type, enter.
Yeah,
I think when they were writing, like, Jon Snow was a placeholder.
Yeah,
and
in their story,
stayed there. Yeah,
they did search and replace with Jon Snow. They just replaced it with the same name. Done and you know what? Good for them. Good for them. No, that's fair. Let's talk about Thorn. For people who didn't watch this movie, Spencer, Thorn is one of the
Lords of
the woke one, the anti-woke one.
Well,
the anti-woke one.
The anti-woke one. And he's the one who also pledges he immediately pledges his men to watch whatever flank, Eastern, Western. I didn't pay that much.
Eastern.
South,
yeah.
Eastern. Great. And then he bitches off and he like attacks the castle and tries to kill Hera. I don't know. He died like a bitch. That's not my question. I just wanted to set this all up because what I really want to know about Thorn is if he was a contestant on Survivor, how would he do?
Of course, that's where you're going.
Obviously.
Well, we all knew it.
Where else was I going?
No, there was like, it was so obvious when you started. Yeah. How would he do in Survivor? Remind me which one Survivor is again.
Okay, Survivor is the one where the tribe is spoken.
Yeah.
They vote.
You vote them off the island.
Okay,
and they live in some like inhospitable place for as long as they can.
Right. Like Rohan.
Yeah.
I actually think he would do pretty well on Survivor because it is a game of tactical betrayals, and you have to what's the thing they always say in Survivor?
Survive.
I don't think they've ever said that in Survivor. Joe Probst, the host, and as we always say in Survivor, survive, and he just leaves.
Much better show.
Famously. Survive, motherfuckers.
The tribe has spoken. Is that
not the tribe has spoken? They always say like, when someone blindsided. It's like a big part of the show. Is being blindsided.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like he'd be good at blindsiding people, but then he'd get like make a name of himself as being someone who blindsides people. That's always happens. The guys who, like, I've watched Survivor quite a bit.
I can tell.
Like, there's always like that, like somebody who's like, will switch and be like kind of conniving, but then everyone's like, oh, you can't trust that guy. He gets a reputation, and then they eventually. A lot of time, those people will make it pretty far, like top 3, but at the end, in the finale, all the people who have been voted off throughout the entire show get to vote.
Chop them down.
Yeah, and then they get to vote for the people who they want to win the million. So it's like you have to win, but not be a complete dick, because then you think you've earned it.
But don't you have to do like challenges and shit, like in
Big
there's
Brother
like or whatever?
There's like physical challenges, but that just gets you immunity, the immunity idol.
I see.
So that'll skip you 1 week if you win it or if you find it, because you also find it throughout the island. They're hidden as well. He'd be good at that.
Spencer,
he's like an outdoorsman.
What if Survivor was filled with the different people from Lord of the Rings? So instead of it being like, a bunch of different like actual humans, it's like all the people from Lord of the Rings.
This movie or all Lord of the Rings?
Let's just take this movie, just to keep it simple for the listeners.
So you got the Stubby brothers, you got Hera, you got Helm,
you got Freka.
Freka's going day one.
Yeah, I was gonna say Freka would just die in the first day.
No, Freka's gonna be that guy because there's always that one guy who has to leave for like medical reasons. He doesn't get voted off, but he's always like, I think I ate something. My lid. And they're like, okay, they call a helicopter in, and then it's like they'll have like all these shots of the helicopter, and it's always like this big drama. And they act like they died.
That would be Freka, yeah. Only he would have actually died.
Freka actually, of course.
Yeah.
They're carrying him to the helicopter, and they hit his chin on the side of the helicopter, and he dies.
Yeah.
He's gone. So yeah, he'd go. I think the final 3. I think Thorn would make it to the final 3.
Okay.
And I do think Hera would win because people would like her, and that's what it comes down to at the end.
So like I could see it being Thor and Hera, and then what was that other Olwen?
Oh yeah,
I feel like Olwen would just kind of
that's my
skate
favorite
through.
character of this movie.
Is that
Because
his
she's
right hand
like-
man?
No, that's her right hand
the
woman.
Shield Maiden.
Oh yeah, the Shield Maiden would have been good because she's physically good. She would win some challenges.
Yeah.
And would be likable. I also I do think that Wolf's general would do well
Targ.
because he was good at like staying behind the scenes as well, but like prompting up other people to sort of be the focus. He just prompted up the wrong guy.
Yeah, guys.
So once Wolf gets kicked out, then the next week Targ goes.
Yeah, I think that's probably they make an alliance, and then what Wolf would probably betray him,
Yes,
right,
definitely.
and vote him off to make sure he goes forward.
And then
He'd
he'd tell everybody I betrayed my most trusted loyal thing, and they'd ship him off the next
Yeah,
week.
he'd be like, I betrayed him because I wanted to be with you guys.
Yeah.
I never trusted him. He was always telling me to do the wrong thing, and then they're like, yeah, okay.
And then everybody
Fucking
goes, "Oh,
loser.
you betrayed the guy that trusted you the most." Bye.
Yeah. So yeah.
He kept telling me that no woman would ever love me, and I was like, no, that's not true. Hera loves me. It'll be fine.
Yeah. And everyone's like, awkward. So and then I think Harold would win.
So Thorn will do well, I think, is the answer, but
Yes.
not win.
Top 3.
Top 3. Well, that's pretty
Who will
good.
be the third?
The
Hera,
Shield
Thorn, and
Maiden.
who? Oh, the Shield Maiden. Okay.
They'd work together, and then everybody would be happy. She'd be happy that Hera won.
Helm would do good, but he just draws too much attention.
Yeah,
Right.
He could vote off quick because he's too
I
powerful.
think he would just
too intimidating.
He would just show up frozen one morning.
Well, no, I mean, obviously. But a lot of time in the show, it's like one guy is really good at the challenges, and they're like, he'll just keep winning the immunity idol every week, and he'll just go all the way to the end.
Yeah, we
And
gotta
they're
put a
like, so
stop
we
to
got to
him.
get him off whenever he doesn't win the immunity idol.
Sorry, we gotta get him off. Someone just
We
gives
got to
him a
all
bunch of-
get him off.
He gets hand gibbered so much that he turns into a block of ice.
All of us have to work together to get
gets-
him off tonight.
He gets Henjibert so hard he freezes. That's what happens.
That's what I thought. Great. Moving on.
Which is what happens.
We're gonna use this. We're gonna use this perfect segue to ask a different question. If Helm had a dating profile, no mom around, no queen,
Right.
what would his bio say? How would he attract the next queen of
Did you
I
say no
guess-
mom around?
Yeah.
like for the kids, his
kids.
son and daughter?
Oh, they're like his mom.
Yeah, he didn't have his mom today, so he needed to go on Tinder.
Did we watch Othello? Is that what happened?
Yeah. Like his mom's letting him go on dating profiles.
She's chaperoning all the dates. Then.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
no!
So
What
the
would,
question was.
what would his dating profile say?
Yeah. How is he enticing?
I
and
get frozen stiff
potential?
very fast.
Okay.
We're hung up on that frozen thing. You're getting there.
Yeah, I know.
It's gonna hit one of these times.
It's gonna come back around.
You
Be
just
great.
keep going at it.
I will keep going at it.
That's
That's what it says on his profile too. I'll keep going at it.
How about you let someone else go?
Okay. No, I have another idea. I'll go. Go, Spencer.
I think it would be like, outdoorsy, big Rogan fan, which is gonna make it tough, realistically.
Well, it depends on which dating app he's in.
Which one's the right wing Christian one?
Yeah, exactly.
That one.
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That he's good. It would say, big Rogan fan, all natural, all natural gains,
Yeah.
pure muscle mass.
Hashtag liver challenge.
6'2", like 230,
Yeah.
cut, and he'd have a topless photo
Cut.
in his profile.
Yeah.
No fat chicks,
No fatties.
No, yeah.
no fatties.
No fatties, no uglies.
Must
No
be
uggos.
no fatties, no uggos. Must be into healthy lifestyle, active lifestyle, looking for someone to have strong children with, strong
Well,
heirs.
I'm assuming he's just doing it now today after he's.
Oh,
got his
so he
kids.
has
Yeah.
need new heirs.
Yeah, no, that would be the first thing.
Fair.
Did I say no uggos? I think that's pretty good. I think that sort of sums up his interest.
Yeah, and since he's a king, he'd have like a picture of him on his throne. That's
With
where he's
the
like
crown,
cut, right?
for 100%.
Crown on,
No shirt.
Topless, yeah.
on the throne, just
Kissing
fucking-
his bicep.
Yeah, kissing the bicep,
No
yeah.
subtlety.
No.
He doesn't strike me as subtlety.
No.
Can kill with one punch.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have killed with one punch.
And I think he's open to like elves and dwarves. I don't think he's
Dwarves? I don't think he wants dwarves.
Why not?
'Cause
What are you saying?
They're uggles.
What do you mean, you people?
Wait, what?
We're not talking about goblins.
Yeah, we're not talking about goblins here.
Oh, okay. Okay, then we got it.
Yeah, no Gondorians also.
Yeah, no
Wow.
Gondorians, elves.
No,
Okay,
no uggos, no
No,
fatties, no,
no
Gondorians.
Gondorians, elves, okay.
Yeah, elves okay.
Yeah.
he's open to it.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want it, but if you're hot, then
I mean,
it's
I think realistically in his mind, he's like, I'll like hook up with an elf,
Yeah.
but it's not like long term.
right.
And like under 24? 24 and under?
Age?
Yeah.
Well,
this
elves.
is the Middle Ages. I
elves
think
are
it's
like-
lower than that.
Oh God. But elves look the same if they're like 1,000. So
That's
fair.
true.
maybe it's like human 24, elves 250.
I don't think
300.
he wouldn't differentiate. He would just
He
be like-
wouldn't know.
He
wouldn't know
he doesn't know enough about elves to give a shit.
Yeah.
He'd just be like,
True.
no one over 25.
No uggles, no odies.
No,
Yeah.
he's very superficial.
Yeah, obviously. All right, I think we've nailed this one. Next question, please. Thank you. We gotta talk about Targ. My man Targ. He's just a general in the. Where are they from? Dundalian? Dundalian?
West March.
Westmarch. That just made me think of Diablo. I couldn't Diablo that. But right. So he's from Westmarch. He is the general of Westmarch. He goes through some shit. His boss, one
He
punch
does.
dead. His new boss,
The worst.
the
Can you
worst.
imagine his resume? Once watched my boss get killed with one punch.
I'd love like a version of this movie where it's like The Office. It's like a workplace comedy, and it's just like his boss gets punched in the face dead, and it cuts to him like looking into the camera, like Jim.
Like Jim, yeah.
And not having anything to say. It's like,
Yeah. And then it cuts to like the one-on-one interviews and the side. He's like, I just don't understand why he went against the guy with hammer hands in a fist fight.
yeah. Especially when you know you
plan.
have a glass chin.
Yeah.
Like what is wrong with you? Yeah.
And then when his other boss becomes thing, and he's like, there's the scenes where he's like, take the win. There's nothing to gain here. Let's just go. And he's like, I'll get my revenge. And he's just like, mm-hmm. And then it hard cuts to him one-on-one being like, this guy, and it's like Brian from the sales rep.
Yeah.
He's just like, I can't believe this guy. He's gonna get us all killed. I'd watch that comedy.
Yeah,
Great.
so would I.
I have a different question. That's definitely not like this at all. So I'm going to ask it. Our boy Targ needs some therapy. How's that
boy
go?
howdy.
What does he talk about? What's on his mind when he has therapy?
I definitely think he has like a little bit of like, I don't know what the term is. It's not like imposter syndrome, but it's like, it's like he's like, to reference Star Trek: The Next Generation, he's a little bit of a Barclay vibe where it's like, he's just like, I just don't know why people I don't feel seen. People don't listen.
I see.
They don't
I
hear
see.
my and then the therapist is like, next time you're talking to Wolf, you stand up and you say what you think, and you make sure he hears you. And then he does it, and then
Unless he
Wolf's
gets
like,
And he dies.
and then then he gets stabbed.
Yeah.
That's but it was good for him,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
At that
proud.
one moment, he felt alive. He felt seen.
He felt seen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Anything
think
else?
he also talked a lot about when Freka died. I think he had a little bit of an imposter syndrome too. He was like, I'm the general. I just watched the king or like the Lord get punched with killed with one punch. and then almost like immediately my next boss almost got killed. Am I good? Should I have done something? Should I have interfered? And I think the therapist would have said, yes, you should have interfered, and then he would have killed the therapist.
Oh, I think the therapist in that case was Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan
Oh,
was like,
that
nah,
would have been
bro,
a very different vibe.
just hit this, you'll be good.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. It's not you, it's them. Just smoke this.
You need more protein, bro. You get more protein in you.
You ever seen that video of the monkey just ravishing a fucking deer? Those things are so strong.
Basically,
Good therapist.
General Targ on the Joe Rogan experience.
The Joe Rogan therapy experience.
General Targ, tell me how you felt when Freka dropped dead.
Shocked.
Okay, yeah.
A little happy.
A little sad. Maybe,
Guilty.
Yeah.
You don't know Freka like I know Freka.
Okay. You want to... Because I'm thinking, like, maybe it's the woke pushing on Freka.
You know what? These left wing, these libtard nut jobs. Do you know that in Rohan they're taking babies and making them wear the opposite gender's clothes?
That makes sense to me because I also heard that in Rohan they don't have enough water to put up fires.
Oh no!
Well,
oh no! This is topical now.
No, in Rohan they do have water and trucks, but they're not letting the trucks in because they're not vaccinated.
That's true. I did hear that.
And they have to do emissions checks.
They have to do emissions checks.
It's because the king's daughter is in charge of fire prevention.
Can you imagine? And don't you didn't hear from me, but I think the daughter might be on the batting for the other team. If you catch my drift,
they let her wear pants.
They let her wear pants.
They let her ride horses,
and they put her in charge of the water distribution. And frankly, that makes me feel bad about me.
We're not saying anything wrong.
That got too real there.
I mean, it's woke. It's what I meant to say.
We're just asking questions.
I'm just asking questions.
Yeah.
And, you know, the mayor there is a DEI hire of Rohan.
And scene.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
Are we the number one podcast in the world yet?
I think we are. Listen, I need you to come off the Joe Rogan experience.
I refuse.
Because the next question...
I refuse.
The next question is, I want to know what Hera and Olwen get up to after they leave, because they're not... Clearly she can't be queen because of narrative reasons. And definitely
that's not how the story goes, yeah.
Listen, were they a couple?
Oh, we said get away from the Joe Rogan experience.
I'm just asking. I just want to look into it. That's all.
Spencer, I believe two women can be friends without being a couple. I'm not sure.
I just think it's a little suspicious, and maybe they should be on the list. I actually got that vibe at one point because she kissed her.
When?
No.
Yeah, she did.
What movie did you watch?
But it's not like that.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't like on the lips or anything. But that for a second, I was like, is that romantic?
No.
Because I was like, maybe that's the point why she doesn't want to marry anybody.
Hey, I know we're joking about incels and the right, but you know people can kiss other people.
No, I know that, but I actually...
But do you?
But like, when you put your lips on someone else, that means you want to be inside them.
Well, you do have me there.
So
Jesus Christ.
That's that.
Is that why you keep kissing me?
Yes. God damn it.
I should take the hint.
Read the room. I'm licking my microphone right now.
So what do they get to? Actors? Yeah, okay. I can't now.
It's so hard, right?
If I lick my microphone and Matt licks his microphone, are we technically making out? That's what I just want to know. I think we should try it.
Let's ask a completely different question. Cleanse the
Why,
palate.
Matt? Answer me. No, okay.
Spencer, I just want to be friends. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh no!
Please
be
don't.
careful.
Please don't
Be
scare
careful.
my family
It's
into
fine.
the
We can be
tower.
He's
friends.
gonna go to war.
We can be friends. I'd like you to meet my sword. My other friend.
Please don't make me and my whole family run to a tower and kill my dad and my two sisters. Or I guess my mom and my two sisters. I don't know how that works exactly.
I'll kill them all. Is what you're saying.
New question. How do weather work in Middle Earth?
That's a good question.
Because, like, it's
I
cold.
think if you really want it enough, the cold is just a minor inconvenience.
Cold state of mind.
At least for the Hammerhead household.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't seem to give a shit.
Yeah.
You're saying this. Can you give me an example
Of what? When
of
they
the
don't
weather
give a shit?
of the Middle Earth weather?
Well, there's either sunny or blizzard is what I know so far. So blizzard, how do blizzard work? Because it's sunny, I think I understand. Everyone's fine. But blizzard looks different, but functions the same as sunny.
I see. But what about the
just
guy who got frozen?
It's just flakes of sun. That's what the snow is.
Fair point. I don't know how anybody freezes but is encased in ice.
And standing up and
Standing up.
smiling.
Smiling.
Clearly, you've never seen The Shining.
Well, but he has like a little bit of ice on him. This guy was like Han Solo encased in carbonite covered. Standing.
So, based on him
Have-
being frozen, we can determine that blizzard equal cold.
Yeah, but only after a very long while, because he was, fighting trolls and orcs and
Wild
hill
men.
people, while like sleeveless.
Maybe
For
the
a while.
cold only affects ghosts.
So once they killed him and he reverted to ghost form, then he
Then
froze.
he got frozen.
I'll allow
Okay.
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
like the first time when he got shot with
I
arrows.
like how you said it and you were like, "What did I say?" Oh yeah, that's it.
Did I say it? Is that what? If
I meant
that's
the
what I
whole time.
said, then I agree.
I meant that the whole time. Yeah, I
So
guess that would work.
I think it works exactly the same only if you're a ghost. Otherwise, it's sunny and blizzard same for people.
Because she does wear that dress at the end,
Yes,
Yeah.
and
she's
even
fine.
even though we've
Not-
determined that the dress is a ghost,
Maybe that's why. So the body warmth of the keeper.
no, the
kept
blizzard
her
doesn't
warm.
work. No, because blizzards work on ghosts. We've determined that.
Right.
No, but not when they're touching the body of humans.
Like Physics.
Relax.
transfusions, science,
Yeah, exactly.
neurokinetics.
Those are mostly words. I'm not
Words.
sure what the last one.
I only know that word from the Matrix. When Mouse says his neurokinetics are way above normal.
Sure, that's that. Listen, if there's no higher authority than the Matrix. Let's talk about Helm a bit more. We haven't talked about him enough.
About
Helm,
oh yes,
the guy who one punches people.
best part of the movie.
What was his training?
I asked that, and you guys refused to answer it. So we're moving on from that.
We did. His training was steroids.
Well, yeah.
We didn't refuse to answer.
Well, asking a different question. Since the WWE is on Netflix, they need a new draw. What do you think Helm's his persona is going to be, and what's his signature wrestling move?
I mean, I don't think he needs a persona. He has a persona.
Yeah, he is the persona.
He is Helm's hammer hands. And he's like dressed and everything like he lives in Lord of the Rings, which would actually be kind of cool. You got to think that his move has to be hammer related.
Well, the hammer punch. We've seen.
I don't watch WWE. Could he hit a man in the head with a hammer?
Yes, but not
Really.
like if you use like a hammer, you use the hammer and nails, maybe, but that's not really effective towards the name of Helm Hammer Hands.
He just takes out a little like home hardware hammer,
Yeah. So he has to use like a big old like
like a sledgehammer.
Viking sledgehammer, and
But
then he
then-
probably
but
shouldn't
then-
be hitting too many people in the head with it.
But then he's not hammer hand. He's just hammer,
Not if you wore like
like a glove.
boxing gloves that were hammers.
Oh, now we're talking.
On
And
both
they-
hands, so you can't grapple. It's just,
You know,
always,
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
always punching.
Yeah, it's just the head of a hammer over his fist, and
It's just like this.
What's the name of that rope? Like
how do you describe that to an audience on
It's like
audio?
he's like a rock'em sock'em robot.
Rock'em
almost.
sock'em. Yes,
he
yes,
just kind of
rock'em sock'em.
extends his arms from his shoulder forward, and that's his movies. And he just walks forward. It's kind of like in The Simpsons, where it's like, I'm just gonna do this, and if you get in my way, it's
your own
your
fault.
And that's and it's called
The Rock'em Sock'em.
no. It's gotta be
Why
something
not?
hammer. Like come on.
Hammer time.
Great, love it.
I think that would work, and the song plays every time.
Of course.
Yep, that's perfect.
An
But
empty
only-
hammer. It's like in his corner
But
doing
only
parachute pants dance.
but only the instrumental version of
Of course.
yeah.
Wait, there's a
Wait.
version?
MC Hammer. MC Hammer is on this corner doing the instrumental version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. He will do it. I'm sure.
I just picture him. This image is just awesome. I wish everyone could see what I'm picturing. Just him doing that like punch move from his shoulder forward, walking forward slowly while MC Hammer's holding his parachute pants out to the side, doing that sideways dance behind him.
Yeah.
Just back
Shifting
and
from
forth.
side to side.
Stop.
Yeah.
Hammer time.
Perfect.
Yeah. You nailed it.
Next question: what does Hera do after she leaves with Olwen at the end of the movie? Because she can't be the queen. So what
Right.
does she get up to?
What is she like? She doesn't want to be queen.
Right.
Sure, Yeah.
She doesn't.
she wants to help
doesn't-
people.
Does she?
Yeah, she did while
She
she
did
was,
that.
Yeah.
Okay, she's going to talk to Gandalf. Maybe she's going to become a wizard.
Ooh,
No.
I like that.
Is that
Why
because
not?
women can't be wizards?
I don't think in the Lord of the Rings
No,
world
yeah.
you could become a wizard.
No, you can't because you're a Maiar.
Yeah, you have to be like-
you have to be born like
You're
that.
basically like a god.
Hey,
demigod. Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Well, touche. I think she's going to Gandalf because didn't she say because he wants to ask about the orcs taking the rings?
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
So she does that. She goes and tells him they're taking the rings, and he's like, "Big whoop! I already heard that part. That's why I brought you here." And he asks her to join his fellowship. That's
and
right.
then
And then they start the fellowship
I-
of the finding the rings.
They started a jewelry store on Etsy. So they do.
Orcsy.
Orcs. Okay, I'll allow it.
It's that they're they know the orcs want rings, so they're just
just
filling a
Oh,
market.
yeah. Oh, that's a good. That's
It's
a
called
good
supply
plan.
and demand, baby.
It's-
Supply
it's
and
like-
demand.
No, this is like a CIA plot to supply them with false rings so they
Yep.
can bring him back to Sauron.
No, it's just strictly business. They know they want rings.
Hey guys, this is a yes and podcast. Why not both?
Okay, yeah.
There you go.
And
There you go.
they like because they know what they actually want. They'll put it in the description. Be like, one model.
yeah.
This ring is to rule
we
them
are,
all.
yeah,
figuratively
we are
speaking.
selling one ring, like in italics.
Yeah.
It may bind
Limited
them.
edition, one of one.
Has some very interesting and intricate carvings on the inside.
Only works when hot.
Yeah.
Heat sold separately.
It's sold separately.
It when in dark it binds.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Great job.
Disappear into the crowd if you use it. Yeah.
No, I think I have no notes. You guys have answered all my questions for the Lord of the Rings, the War of the Rohirrim.
The Roar of the Rohirrim.
Let's review this bad boy. We still review movies in a score of S to F. S is the highest, F is the lowest. Spencer.
Like I said, I think I like this movie the most out of all of us. I'm just assuming that. I don't know their ratings. We don't discuss that ahead of time. It probably, because it seeped on my nostalgia. There were moments where I felt that if Lord of the Rings original trilogy is like 100% of awesome Lord of the Rings perfectness, and Hobbit is like 50%, Rings of the Power would be like 2%, and I'd say this is like 8%.
Hey Spencer, can you just rank this fucking movie from S to F?
So I gotta enter all those numbers into my Lord of the Rings nostalgia calculator.
Fuck.
And then convert it to our S tier ranking. And after doing so, bleep bloop, bleep blorp, it gives it a C.
Great.
Okay.
Luciano.
I wanted to like this movie more just because I like Lord of the Rings. As
Oh my
IP.
God, get to it, Luciano.
Fuck off. And the animation really kind of honestly took a whole, like it would take a whole tier off for me when I give my rating. But I don't know. I like I said before, I like the fact that they didn't try to tie every single beat of the story with like the existing stuff, and they didn't tell a story where the world was ending and all that stuff. But I also thought that the story is a little like cliche laden, and I like some of the characters, not all of them. And we didn't even talk about the stealth Oliphant, but whatever.
What percentage would you rank it in your Lord of the Rings nostalgia meter?
It's 53.7%.
That's high. I give it an 8.
It's my rating is different. It's logarithmic.
Okay.
So now I'm going to explain. No, I'm kidding. This is I'll rate it a C as well. I honestly wanted to rate it higher because I think it's a good idea, and I hope they do more movies like this where it's like a side story and it doesn't have to involve everything. And not everything is Skywalker and Palpatine, the sort of the deal, but like the animation was kind of hard and the story was kind of thin. So C for me.
Did the animation bother you, Matt, a lot?
There's just scenes like when it looked like it was a Spider-Man TV show from the 1960s where the background moved instead of the characters for reasons I didn't understand.
Yeah. Did you find that? I meant to ask this. That the like it was clearly like mo-capped.
Yeah.
Time, so like the movement was very
I have a specific note I wrote down that someone needs to tell them this is an animated movie, not action, like a live action movie.
Yeah, it was weird. It it reminded me of like Scanner Darkly kind of, where it's like it looked like their movement was real.
For me, it was just jarring, like certain scenes where they would like the scene where Freka shows up at Helm's house or whatever. And he's talking, and he's like,
his arms.
It's never stopped moving, and he's swaying. I was like, "What is happening here?" It's so weird.
That stood out the most to you as well. I was going to mention it.
That's he was just they originally this was supposed to be like just a fighting game, and they took his animation from the character select scene.
The idle animation.
That's why he was moving.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. And they have a one phrase they say. Don't punch me in my jaw. Don't punch me in my jaw. Don't punch me in my jaw.
Anyway, C for me.
Oh, well, yeah. Great job. I will also give it a C. The animation was weird. It's fine. It's not like I heard it was bad, and it's just like it doesn't ruin the movie. It's just like, oh, that's kind of weird shit. Then you forget about it, and then you watch the movie, and the first half of the movie is all the cliches you could ever find roll up into one, and the second half of the movie they introduce a lot of cool ideas. execute on none of them, and then Hera crushes Wolf with the shield, and Freylass
I like that
is
he
the
died
king.
like a little bitch baby.
Sure. So it's a C. It's fine. Watch it.
Yeah.
You'll have a
Don't
decent
punch me in
time.
my neck. Don't punch me in my neck.
Yeah, like West March men have really weak upper like parts of their body.
It's not safe to be a West Marchian. I'm gonna go with it.
Yeah.
That
West
is the end of
Marcher.
this podcast. We are going
West
to do
Marcher.
another podcast next week if we ever leave this one. All right, let's get real for a second. We watched Morbius.
We
Oh
did.
no.
We watched
Oh
Madame
no.
Web.
Madame Web.
We watched my damn web.
Madame Web. And we got to finish the trilogy. We don't count Venom because Venom has too many movies and it's not as bad as these ones. We are watching Kraven the Hunter, the Russell
shit.
Crowe vehicle.
Not the Aaron Taylor, whatever his face
Eh,
is.
whatever. He'll be fine. Russell Crowe is the
Listen.
draw here.
We don't give the audience what they need. We give them what they
What they deserve?
be craven.
Oh no. Oh no.
Damn. Chris, you channeled Chris there and I hated it. So yeah, join us next week for Kraven the Hunter, the 2024 Russell Crowe vehicle that stars some other people. It's bad. I'm sure it's
I
already
can't wait to get angry.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Because I don't know anything about this character, so let's see.
That's probably too much.
That's probably for the best. I know stuff about this character, and I like this character, so that's gonna make it
Yeah.
even worse.
Exactly, yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
All right, so let's join this podcast next time, and we'll watch Spencer have an aneurysm, but it'll be audio based. So who knows?
It's Craven time.